What does 2025 have in store for gold, silver, Bitcoin, other crypto? We're going to do a big zoom out today where we take a look at the yearly charts and see what the picture looks like moving into 2025. It is January the 1st, 2025 here in Melbourne, Australia already. Let me mute that. You are watching, look, if you're watching this on the replay, use the time codes below to go to your favorite part. But if you're watching live, you get to enjoy every single thing we do here at Good Morning Stackers with me, Joe Main, on January the 1st, 2025, the first day of the year. But in the first 1 minute of the show, what we do is the synchronized slurp. Let's do the very first synchronized slurp for 2025. Aren't you privileged to be watching right now? It's where you grab a tasty beverage, I grab my tasty beverage, we slurp them synchronously together. It's the honor system. You must do it audibly. I don't care what you're doing. Slurp it right now. Here we go. In 3, 2, 1. Slurp it, people. Oh, that is good. That's the Merry, it says Merry Xmas Daddy. This was made for me just the other day in the live show. And during the live show, my son walked in yesterday and goes, Merry Christmas, Dad. It was one that he'd produced earlier but forgot to give it to me. Anyway, I'm Joe Main. Who am I? I'm going out live on X and YouTube right now. I'm Joe Main. I've been a stacker of precious metals since 2010. I've been a stacker of crypto since 2013. I've worked for 3 big bullion dealers here in Australia: Goldstackers, Bullion Now, Ainslie, Bullion. You've seen me in all different types of places. I've probably served many of you. I've probably packed a lot of your packages over the years. I worked in that industry for 11 years now. I do this weekday live show on X and YouTube. Hit the big red subscribe button to join the GMS family. Why? Well, look, you get weekday live gold, silver, Bitcoin for kind of live analysis. We do a topic of the day usually, and we have a good old chat with the GMS family. You get a warm and fuzzy feeling when you subscribe or follow because why? You like to join the winning team. Like, who doesn't like to join a winning team? Over 1,000 subscribers now on YouTube, 1,116 I think it is as of right now. We did a giveaway of silver. I don't have one to show you right now. We did a giveaway of a few silver coins when we hit 1,000 subscribers, and I've got nearly 3,000 followers on X. We did one lucky winner on X, also received a silver coin. We'll do that again at, say, 2,000 subscribers, 5,000 followers on X. We'll do it around about that. Sound good? And let's do some shout outs and get your Happy New Year's in, people. Great to see you. We'll be talking, again, a big zoom out, looking at a bunch of different assets today. If you have a chart request you'd like me to look at today on a more macro zoomed out time frame, let me know and I'll have a look at it. 2025, buckle up and keep your arms inside the carriage at all times. We're in for one hell of a ride this year. Woo woo, says Tony Peterson. Tony Peterson is Chat Mum. Chat Mum is the first commenter. What's the word I'm looking for? Of course, the very first live chat commenter on the first show of the year. It's got to be Chat Mum, Tony Pearson. Great to see you. Happy New Year, everyone. Happy New Year's, chat fam. GMS. Neil is in. Neil's Han Dynasty. Buy silver, platinum, and crystallized osmium. I've never heard you say that before, Tony. Lance is here too. Great. Actually, Lance is here. Oh, okay. Give me a sec. What is that? Leo Talmanuia. I'm not. So what Lance does is when he's on, he does a good morning in different languages every time, and I have to guess what the language is. So GMS, Happy New Year. Leo, I'm going to say that's some kind of islandy type Fijian, Vanuatu, possibly even, I actually want to say Maori. I don't know why, but I'm thinking like Maori kind of, so New Zealand, Maori, Fijian Islands, that kind of thing. Let me know what it is, Lance. That would be lovely. That's my guess. Mark, Florida, GMS, and good to see our chat mum here. Yeah, cannot stay but want to stop and by and say hello. Well, even to Joe. Thanks. Thanks. I'm just the host of the show, but whatever, man. That's cool. Good to see you, Mark, Florida. Happy New Year. It is not 2025. It's New Year's Eve where you are in the States. Florida, man. I don't want... I guarantee you, tomorrow morning's news in the States, and I'll check it tomorrow because you'll get a weekday live. It's Thursday tomorrow. You get another show tomorrow. It'll be something like Florida man found on New Year's Eve with pants down with a something stuck up somewhere, like, in a gutter, like on the top of a bit, I don't know, right? It'll be Florida Man. Hopefully that's not you, Mark. We want you to have a very easy Happy New Year. Lance, it was Happy New Year. HYN, thank you. Platinum, yes. Synchronized Slurp, we did that. Earl Grey Tea today, fantastic. Neil, as you know, there's so many subscribers now, it's harder to get through all the comments. If you want me to see a specific comment, give me a super chat. Gives me a little bit of coin, and that helps to keep the show going. By the way, the show is brought to you by Perth Bullion Exchange, perthbullion.com.au, and Wealthstack, wealthstack.com. You'll hear a little bit more about those lovely people sometime in the show. Happy Groundhog Year. More of the same this year, Knackers believes. Jason Rosana, Happy New Year, Stackers. It's going to be an awesome year with you all. I absolutely agree. This show was only started in like May, June. I think it was June. We're already over 1,000 subscribers and just kicking goals. Let's see. Can we look at the 10-year and 30-year rates? It's interesting for us. I will do my best. Is it Hawaiian? Good question. I knew it though. It was Samoan. I knew it. I didn't know. I knew it was islandy. I got that islandy kind of feeling, just like kind of laid back kind of islandy vibe. Happy New Year, Joe. Thank you very much to you and all that. And yeah, it was really close, very close. It had that kind of islandy kind of vibe. Yeah, shall we do it? Yeah, let's do it. We've got lots of people watching. Fantastic. Let's do a zoom out today. So it's the it's the 1st of January 2025 here in Australia. Yes, we are in the future. It is not New Year's Day. It's not 2025 everywhere in the world just yet, but I hope you had a great New Year's Eve, whatever you did. I'm feeling great. On the waters today, let's put it that way. And we're going to zoom out. So we'll take a look at gold, silver, Bitcoin, other crypto, other stocks, assets, the S&P 500. We'll just have a quick zoom out look at the yearly chart. So each candle will be 1 year, just to see the big macro view of where we've come from and where that may inform us where it might be going in years to come. Cool. All right, let's share the scran, brah. We're going to start with, that's silver. We're going to start with gold. Okay, we'll start with gold today. This is gold on the yearly time frame, and I'm not going to spend a lot of time on each. I'm just going to go this one, this one, this one, and this one, and just to give you more of a sense of the larger picture to say, hey, we've got a lot more room to move or a lot more room to go, and, it's looking really peaky here or whatever. I don't think most things are looking peaky at the moment, but let's do a quick sort of macro overview. This is gold on the yearly time frame, $2,623. We have closed the year, and technically the market is open. We're in a brand new year for gold right now. This goes all the way back. It's as historical as it can be. It goes all the way back to roughly 1967. Cool. What does that say to you? It says to me, look, big move in the, oh yeah, there we go. There's all the, I wanted to, actually, I'll get rid of that. I want to look at that really without all the indicators and stuff. So, big move, consolidation, larger move, consolidation. I think this is just the, that's that big move. That's a long term. This is for 1980 that's a 20-year 23 consolidation before new all-time highs. This is now from here to here. It's been a 23 year movement with, though, this is the thing, with a big consolidation down in between. Okay. I don't think we're anywhere near done for gold. I don't think it tops out here. I don't think we see lower prices from here. I'm very bullish on gold, of course. Been in precious metals since 2010, and I'm bullish over the next, if each candle is a year, I'm bullish over the next at least to the end of the decade. I think we've got much more higher prices to go. That's my humble non-financial advice opinion. I think if all the ducks are in a row, we're looking for, your multiple thousands up to your roughly kind of your $10,000 mark in the next number of years, okay? But just look at this. It's looking pretty neat, okay? Big move, consolidation, big move, another smaller consolidation, which just feels like the little blip along the way on this longer term move onwards and upwards. It will peak at some point, but when it peaks, it's not like it's going to head anywhere back down into these kind of areas. As you know, you own gold for insurance, for inflation, tracks with inflation over longer periods of time. It helps you maintain your purchasing power, and then if you happen to be living in a time where we may be going through some high economic uncertainty, gold can protect your wealth in those times as well. So that's gold. That's really all I need to show you. It's just the big sort of blink macro picture. What does that say to you? It says it's not done to me personally. And look, it's gold over the long term. Gold over the long term goes up in general. Yeah, that is gold. Let's take a look at silver. Silver on the... Actually, I'll just quickly show you gold. Let me go back. Hang on. Let me go back. I'll just show you here. No, let me go forward. Sorry, I'm being a little bit... Let me start that again. Here is silver. To the Homer Simpson... what's the word? Drool right there. Look at this. I've shown it to you before and you've seen it before many, many times. Massive cup or bowl, massive cup, massive handle in play. I am confident with that. Could I be wrong? Could every other stacker be wrong? Yeah, of course we can. We don't know what exactly is going to happen. Could it just tank from here and just go into the single digits again? Yes, of course it could. We don't know. But look, on balance of probability, it's a 44-year cup and handle setup. It is looking very, very good, okay, in the longer term. And just in the next few years itself, it's looking quite good to match that previous all-time high of $50. Whether it does it this year or next year, I don't know, but it will happen eventually. And then you'll have that cup handle, and then it will break to the upside. I'm bullion coin certain of that. I'm 99.99% certain of that. Okay, that we will break to the upside eventually in silver with this cup and this handle formation. Anything can happen, could be completely wrong. But it's looking great. And, the higher prices later on down the track, I mean, I can easily see it in your multiple hundreds, multiple triple digits. I did do and I'm not predicting this for next year or anything, but I did do a bit of a longer forecast, a couple of months ago, I think it was, where we talked about, it was entitled something like $95 or $670 silver, something like that. We're talking about the linear versus logarithmic chart. And I'll show you here. This is the linear chart of silver. So if the cup and handle formation were to play out on a linear chart, don't bother about linear charts. You don't even look at them. But out of interest, we did look. If this is the cup, this is the handle, and then what you would see, and I won't draw in all the things, but you do sort of a measured move between here and here, and then you match that between here and here. That gets you to around about $95. But you don't use linear charts, okay? You use logarithmic charts. It tracks the percentage gains rather than just $1 to $2 to whatever, right? It's not linear, it is logarithmic. And when you do that, it works much better for technical analysis, logarithmic charts for sure, on both shorter term timeframes and longer term, particularly on longer term timeframes. This is the cup and handle on the logarithmic chart, right? And then if you do that measured move from there to there, it equaled from there to there was around about $640. Now, am I saying it's going to there? No, it may never reach there. It may, I think, triple digit silver, no problem. 100, 200, 300, absolutely. $640, it's at the top end in the next, say, 10 years, right? But that would be the measured cup and handle breakout move from there to there, and then you measure it from there to there. It's around about $640, right? It's not out of the realm of possibility. This is later on down the track. Please don't quote me on any of that, okay? It's just if this, then that. Get it? Got it? Good. But triple digit silver, what, in the next 5 years? You can't do triple digit silver in the next 5 years? Pfft, come on, man. That is a piece of a piece of piss, as they say here in Australia. That is the silver long-term yearly view. It's looking great. Now, We do talk about, and we're doing the macro view here. We do talk about the micro view, the dailies, the weeklies, the monthlies. I still do believe that we will see slightly lower prices from here on silver. So I think, and I'll keep this on the yearly time frame, anywhere down to around about between, as I said, I've got the best buy zone. If I pop this on really quickly, you'll see it. This is the yearly time frame, just so you know, on silver for all my, this is the yearly. Anyway, it's very detailed. The best buy zone is between $28 to 26 US dollars, and that happens to line up with, there's your 28 and there is your 26 right there, which is lining up with these kind of resistance levels, roughly 26, 26.50, something like that, with a potential spike down to like your $24 level. And I believe that sort of at least $28 is coming in 2025. I think we'll see 28 before we see much higher prices. Okay, so that would be pretty par for course on a chart like this, where you have the fake out, right? You have the downward movement, and everyone goes, "Oh no, it's red for the year of 2025." And you go, just hold on, man. Yeah, okay. Oh no, we had a little bit of a downward spike, and then what happens? Right, you have downward spikes, and then they can close green for the year. Okay, it happens very, very regularly. Open, you close lower, you spike lower, and then you close higher. Same thing. I think we're going to do that. Open lower, maybe down to that $26 area, possible spike lower, and then this will be the reversal. In 2025, I think looks good to have at least a green year. So I think we will end, that's my prediction, I guess, for 2025. We will end higher than the start of this year. So we've opened here at about $28.90. Okay, we'll be higher than that by the end of 2025. Okay, where, I don't know, but some people believe, and it's possible, but some people believe that we're going to get a green candle this year that takes us all the way to there, to $50 in 2025. I'm unsure of that at this stage, just looking at the candles. Look, it's absolutely the candle length. So you can certainly have huge candle lengths. This goes back. This is 1980. Okay, yeah, you can certainly have years where you have massive runs up. That would be a pretty big run in 2025. From there to there, that's possible. So I won't say no, but I'm more likely at your $37-40 area. But hey, I'll do a silver prediction video for 2025 kind of video later on. That's the macro view. The short answer is it looks really tasty over the long term. That was a longer one than I thought it was going to be. Let's take a look at platinum. Also take a quick look at palladium as well. So we'll do the platinum group metals. This is platinum on the yearly time frame. Ooh, all right. Gold on the yearly, looking tasty with a bit of a dip potentially. Okay, just like silver, you can have a dip down to that probably no lower than probably your 2100 kind of level. That's a possibility. And on the yearly time frame, tracking up on the yearly relative strength index in extremely overvalued, but you've got a lot of room to move. Again, silver looking good. Platinum, ooh, platinum has room to move down still. I think we still head maybe further into the best buy zone in 2025. That's anywhere between $900 down to $750. I don't think 750 will be hit, but anywhere between there and there. Again, we'll do a more micro view, so daily, weekly time, monthly time frames probably tomorrow. But just for the macro view, not so good on platinum. I do know Neil in the chat right now will be going, no, it's platinum's year in 2025. But I think, as we spoke about yesterday, the first half of 2025 coming could be a bit more of a downward movement. I would be watching out for that main area of around about that $840, $830, that right there, this cluster. You see that cluster right there, your 840-ish kind of area, anywhere down maybe to that 795 area, which I showed you before, $800, might be the area where platinum would have a decent bottom, okay? The only reason we spiked down to here, that $560 level, was because of the COVID Black Swan event, which we didn't see. I've been speaking about platinum. I've been saying this about platinum for a long time, and hindsight's 2020. But if COVID had not occurred, if we didn't have that Black Swan event, you wouldn't have seen this level here as 750 broken. There was no reason for it to spike down to here. It only spiked down to here because of the black swan event that we couldn't see. Having said that, plenty more black swan events could happen in the future. But yeah, I could see that coming down to that sort of no lower than roughly that $800, $795, $800 area would be an area of major support in 2025, you would see, and then hopefully onwards and upwards from there. But I am expecting lower prices to go into the belly of that best buy zone. So not looking as good for platinum, but the setup is interesting because finding a low would be perfect for platinum in 2025, and then onwards and upwards we go. But again, when you compare it, right, if I show you this, that's the long-term downtrend line, and we're not even above the long-term downtrend line yet, okay? You've got some room to move down on platinum, okay? So it's not looking as good of a setup for 2025 as gold and silver are, in my opinion, okay? That is platinum. Let's take a look at the gold to silver ratio on the yearly time frame. Again, getting rid of all the flotsam and jetsam, all this indicators and all that kind of stuff, just looking at it with the naked eye. That looks like a very positive, it looks like a good setup for gold. It's certainly, gold has been outperforming silver in the last number of years, okay? I mean, again, yearly time frame, right? Since 2011, when silver had that massive run, peaked at $50, and it was massively outperforming gold. As this is going up, gold is outperforming silver. Massive outperforming of silver. Okay, so it's at a decent resistance point. Okay, but it's got room to move. And that's gold to silver. I'll show you silver to gold to give you the opposite side, because then that might show you maybe it's quite bottoming for silver. But look, this is silver to gold ratio. As this is going down, silver's underperforming gold. So as this is going down, gold, as this is going up, as this is going down, silver's underperforming gold. As this is going up, silver's outperforming gold. Okay, a bottom might be forming around about here. Okay, sure. It is historically very low against gold. Okay, and you will have a spring back at some point. Just be aware though that if you believe you're going through some kind of official recessionary event sometime in 2025, gold would be the one that people do flock to before silver. So you can certainly see the silver to gold ratio, go lower, maybe to this kind of area like that before having the eventual spring back, which I think we will eventually in silver. I think silver will outperform gold again eventually. Just don't know exactly when, but I'm pretty much all silver. We'll do palladium as well, because some people like that. Let's do palladium. Okay, palladium on the yearly time frame. We have closed the year below this previous major high right here. So this is at $940. We've closed the year at around about $900 per palladium ounce. Had that massive run a couple of years ago where we went to like $3,400 back in 2022. It's a couple of years ago, man. Big move. Look, you break out of a previous major area of resistance, you break out and you have a retest. Some are believing that around about now is the good bottoming-ish time for palladium. If I quickly show you on the monthly time frame, we have gone into the sort of lower zone of extremely oversold or undervalued. Although if you look on the monthly time frame, ooh, that's not good. Okay, that could potentially signal lower prices coming. So I would say, just like platinum, it's not as good of a setup for palladium as it is for gold and silver for the coming few years. Okay, but some people would see this as a major support area. I'm unsure. Okay, that's all the precious metals stuff. I'll do some quick comments and then we'll look at the crypto side of things. Quick comments, some in-between shout-outs. Let's see. Oh, great tea. Got lots of people watching. Great to see you all. And you have asked, can we look at the 10-year and 30-year rates? I don't know how to look those up. So someone will have to give me the ticker. So if someone can give me the ticker for those, I can just quickly look up, because I'm not watching those. So someone give me the ticker for them, and then I can have a quick look. Let's see. It says there are a lot of red and green lines on a screen. Yeah, exactly right. Doesn't really matter. Should you be dollar cost averaging anyway? Yeah, of course. On our news today, banks say must update digi wallets to. Oh, really? Must update digital wallets to keep using phone app? I'd have to look into that. That's interesting. The noose is tightening here. Neil says, I was big into crypto 4 years ago till the T-Mobile Coinbase hack. They got in through a phone update. Oh, interesting. Okay. Thinking I might delete app and pay for silver purchases in person at the bank. Yeah, not a bad idea. Lance says, have you all seen a video called Hijacking Bitcoin? I really enjoyed it. No, I haven't seen that one. Same with the head and shoulders and knees and toes. Comments, then we'll get to crypto side of things. A cup and handle inside a cup and handle. The Deagle report for 2025 is a worry. Oh, they deleted projected population figures, but it can be found on archive sites. I don't know what any of that means. It sounds woo-woo, and I love the woo-woo though. Yes, as Neil's been saying, it's second half of 2025 will be Platinum's time. Platinum will drop more for the last time, in your opinion, of course. Forgot to say that for yesterday's 2025 predictions. Yes, gotcha. Fundamentals for Platinum market will change. Yes, you have mentioned that. Let's see. Like, share, and subscribe. That's what I want you to do, people. 3 p.m., 7 p.m. New York time. Yes, so it's 7 p.m. Right. Desi is here. Happy New Year, everyone. Happy New Year, mate. It is 9 a.m., 10 a.m. for the rest of us on the East Coast. Yes, we are in the future, people. We will tell you right now, 2025 is just looking amazing. To the people who haven't joined us in 2025 yet, 2025 is awesome. You know, we've got beverages, we've got family, we've got our precious metals, we've got our crypto and all that stuff. It's looking great. We have multiple time zones too in Australia. Yes, we do. Chatter says China only has... Yes, you said that yesterday. I don't know where that's coming from, but the rumor is that China only has 800 million population. Here's the thing on that, and then we'll get to the macro crypto stuff. Here's the thing on that, Neil. That's really doable. That's really possible. Like, you know, the difference between 800 million people and 1.3 billion, it's half a billion people, but still, when you get to things that are such a large size, mistakes can happen. Now, are they, and how good is any country really doing the census? Okay, or could they be manipulating the data on purpose? But Neil, you said it might have, if it comes out there, only have 800 million instead of 1.3 billion. You believe that could have some kind of dire consequence, and I don't remember the reason why that is. It's like projecting thing. I don't quite remember. Eagle Eyes, hello dear. Oh, hello Eagle Eyes, hello dear. Hello dear, yeah, good to see you. Welcome to the channel, Eagle Eyes. Hit the big red subscribe button to join the GMS family if you haven't already, if you've just found us. But it maybe you're a long-time subscriber, first-time live chatter. Great to see you. Australia is supposed to end up with 19 million. Okay. Oh, you're talking about depopulation, are you? Because we have more than that. Is that what you're saying? We're going woo-woo, like, you know, get rid of some people on the planet? Is that the cup you're drinking from? Is that the new cup? Well, I have 2 cups now, so I have a few cups. I've got a mug with my face on it, and it says crypto, crypto, crypto. That was given to me from a wonderful customer when I worked at Bullion Now. But this is my daddy mug, which my eldest son painted, and then he came to the live show yesterday, literally on the live show, with a wrapped up present. It's like, because he forgot to give it to me. He made it like a number of weeks ago for Christmas, but he forgot to give it to me, and he gave it to me on the live show yesterday. It says, Merry Xmas, Daddy. So that's the one I'm drinking from. Eagle Eye says, tell me about Gold Week closing expected. I don't do that. But I'll do that for you. I'll take a quick. Today, what we're doing, Eagle Eyes, is we're doing more of a zoom out. I'll do a week daily live show where I take a look at the daily, the weeklies of gold, silver, platinum, Bitcoin, crypto, all that kind of other stuff. But yeah, all right, no problem. I do appreciate a little bit more politeness, though. Would be nice. A little pleased goes a long way. With the aging population and lowering birth rate, 19 million isn't out of the question. Yeah. Lowering birth rates, not good. Lowering population, not good for the world. Tell me about gold week closing expected. I won't do expected, but I'll just tell you what I see. Let's have a quick look. Let's go back. This is just for Eagle Eye. I will give Eagle Eye the benefit of being a new person watching and probably not used to the GMS community and how we operate and do things here. So I'm happy to do that. But give me a little thank you every now and then. A little please, a little thank you always helps. Let's see. Weekly time frame. Okay, this is the weekly on gold, USD. Weekly looks interesting. As we did say, the positives, as I said yesterday, were that we haven't yet closed below 2,605 US dollars. So this week is still here. The week is still here. The week has not closed yet. Okay. And I'm not going to tell you what I'm expecting to happen because I don't do 100% this or 100% that. What I would say in a different way, gold eagle guy, or lady, is that I would be expecting this line right here to be resistance. Okay, I'm not saying it's going to end the week up here. I'm not going to say it's going to end the week down here. I don't do that. Okay, actually no, sometimes I do that. But the uptrend line here, that's what I would expect. I would expect to find resistance here on the weekly time frame at around about 2,640 US dollars. I think it's still acting as resistance. We haven't seen it as we had a spike there and then it closed below. We haven't had a spike on this time frame here. So yeah, 2,640 is where I would expect to go no higher than that this week. We've only got, we're sort of halfway through the week. However, if you want to see higher prices coming, you want to blast through it this week and then hold it as support. So what you would want to see is something like this, a big green candle this week, spike somewhere, spike maybe here at the mother of all trend lines at around about 2,665. And then if you want gold to keep going up and up and up because you've done with all your buying, you're not looking for lower prices. Some people are. Be reminded of that. Some people want lower prices so they can load up more. But if you want just higher prices, resistance around about here would be nice. And you want to start closing any week above this uptrend line. That's the area that we need to look out for. Okay. But hey, you could potentially do that, but this week you would want to see it close above there, so something like that, and then have a nice solid green candle above this uptrend line. That would be very positive for gold. I'm still of the opinion at the moment that while we are between here and I'm still confident at the moment that we see lower prices in gold. Could be completely wrong on that, but I just got to remain with my message at the moment. So my expectation, I don't have an expectation. I'm just saying watch out for levels of resistance and levels of support. For example, if in the next couple of days with gold, if this is a fake out, for example, and then we just start careening back down here, what you would want to see, if you want to see lower prices, what you would want to see is this kind of thing and then find that as resistance and down. I'm more likely inclined to believe we head down further. I'm remaining biased for gold and biased for silver down at the moment. That's my little. I didn't think I was going to do a more of a micro view today. It was just more about the macro, but because you asked so nicely, Mr. Where are we? Mr. Eagle Eyes. Thank you. Happy New Year. No problem, man. Happy to help. By the way, I'm no one. I'm just a guy. I've stacked precious metals since 2010. I've worked in the bullion industry. Does that mean I know anything about where prices are going to go? No, because I'm not a whale. I'm not a market manipulator. I'm no one, right? But it's it's interesting to get different people's perspectives. I've been in the game long enough where I can read charts and do simple lines of support and resistance, trend line analysis, some Fibonacci, and all that. So I'm more predictive than someone who has no experience whatsoever. So yeah, if you want to follow me and be part of this journey, then do so. Let's see. GDP changes if the of course, Neil. Sorry, yes, the gross domestic product changes if the numbers are fudged by 500,000. Yeah, correct. Yes, that's very true. China's birth rate is a sharp decline from 2 people in 1990. Yeah. In the 70s, it was 7 per woman. That's amazing, isn't it? India has the ideal population numbers in the right age bracket to be a world manufacturer for 40 years. Yeah, India's on the rise at the moment. Oh my God, same 2467. Was that your expectation as well? Interesting. Yeah, that's that top end of the mother of all trend lines right there. So hey, we're on the same page. That big trend line thing. Hey, what do they say? Great minds think alike. Good on you, Eagle Eyes. Make sure you subscribe. Neil says B for COVID. A lot of pharmaceutical companies in America were opening branches. We're opening branches in India. Okay. Tony Pearson says, I can remember peeling off gold oval stickers that said made in Japan as a child. I think I remember that. Joe Allen, hints. You want HNYS. Okay, sure. Let's see. You're welcome. No problem. Let's see. I know. Okay, so that was HNYS. Is it Joe Allen? Let's take a quick look. Oh, no, I've got to do crypto and stuff. All right. Let's take a look. The big zoom out macro view of crypto. Actually, before I do that, my funky friends, quick plug. First plug of the year for Perth Bullion Exchange, perthbullion.com.au. If you don't buy from Perth Bullion Exchange, perthbullion.com.au, and you're an Australian gold precious metal stacker, you have rocks in your head, just buy from them. Cheap metal, a great range, and free shipping when you buy over a certain amount. Bio have 20 or more items in your shopping cart, you get free shipping. No other bullion dealer in Australia has dared to do it. So support the smaller business. They're growing and growing and growing. They started in May of this year. They're doing great guns on their YouTube channel. Go find them. Type in Perth Bullion Exchange. I have been teaching Ricky at Perth Bullion Exchange the tools to create consistently engaging content. So you'll see, there's some videos there. They've got thousands of views of certain videos already. Small channel, right? Not even 1,000 subscribers yet. Help me help them by going over to Perth Bullion Exchange on YouTube. So type it in, Perth Bullion Exchange on YouTube. Find the channel. Hit them with a subscribe right now. Can you do that for me while we're watching the live show? Because that helps them, which helps me, and it helps everyone in return. And you're helping Australian stacking community by doing so. Well, perthbullion.com.au. Go buy from them. wealthstack.com. Download it for Android or iPhone. It is an unallocated gold program backed 1-to-1 with real physical metal. You're buying gold for spot plus 1%, no matter whether you're buying $1 million of gold or $10 of gold. They're not going to jack up the premiums because you're buying in smaller increments. So it's the perfect way to save and invest in gold in smaller increments. Perfect for dollar cost averaging. Okay, you're only ever paying spot plus 1%. Cool. What's coming down the track? You'll be able to do silver eventually. A few months' time. Give them a little time to work out all this stuff. They're a brand new company. They reached out to me to get to you, the stacking community, first. Why? Because if they gain your trust first, and even if you're not interested in it, that's okay, because you like to hold the physical. No problem. Tell your normie friends and family about it. Give them the gateway drug of wealthstack.com, okay? And then you can hit them with the physical later on. Wealthstack.com. That's as much as I'm going to plug the two things today. Let's go to the crypto side of things, my wonderful people. Let's do the big crypto, Bitcoin and crypto zoom out. The kind of seeing what the setup is like for 2025. We just did it for precious metals. Let's do it for Bitcoin. Bitcoin on the yearly time frame. Each candle is 1 year. Okay, $93,485 as of right now. All I gotta say, all I really need to do is that. Does that endeth the lesson? Yep. Okay, that's your Bitcoin. That's where we've ended for 2024. We've ended at an all-time high. Okay, we made the all-time high of over $100,000, $108,000, I think it was, on this particular thing. This is the Bitstamp exchange, and look, pretty much par for course. Bloop, 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 bloop. Happens to coincide with the halvings, coinciding with the algorithm as such. That good old Satoshi Nakamoto, whether it was one person, whether it was a group of people, whether it was the NSA or whoever, whether it's for nefarious reasons or purely wonderful, good reasons, who the hell knows, right? Everyone's got their different theories. What we do know is price go up over the longer period of time. Okay, so this is 2011. Obviously, it was even lower than that. This is the Bitstamp exchange. It's one of the longest. It's one of the most historical charts. Okay, a lot of people use the Bitstamp exchange. What do you notice? Okay, 2011, 2012, 2013. 2012 was a halving year. Year after a halving year, you have a bit of a price increase, don't you? Okay, then the second year after a halving year, so second year after halving year, you tend to have a dip. Then you have a bit of a consolidation in that third year. In that fourth year after a halving, in the year of a halving, you tend to have a buy the rumor, sell the news kind of thing. So it's the year of the halving. It's the year of the halving. The halving's coming. Whatever the halving's coming. When's the halving? When's the halving going to be this year? Oh, it's in May this year. Oh, it's in June. Halving year tends to go up. Okay, and then the year after the halving year, frump, just like that. There's your year after the halving year, frump, frump. Little bit different now. This is the sort of the big mania phase. Okay, now we're in diminishing returns potentially. Okay, but gee, what do you know? The second year after the halving, or the year after the big move, right? Oh, a down year. Look at that. Halving, big move, down move. Halving, big move, down move. Then in the third year, rough sort of consolidation. It does tend to end green. Okay, that's happened again. So look at that pattern. Halving, big move, red year. Year before the halving is green, technically from where it opened at, and that's the year of the halving, right? Okay. Year after the halving, big move, red year. Third year before the halving is green, and then the year of the halving, you have an upward movement. It doesn't, at this stage, it usually looks like it, on the yearly time frame, at this stage, it's always been higher than the previous year. Okay, higher than the previous year, although a little bit. Actually, sorry, right here it wasn't. My apologies. It wasn't here. Year of the halving, 2020, COVID low right there. And this is where it started. You did have a high year, but it wasn't a massive move, but it did end higher. So you had a year after the halving was a higher price. Okay, the second year after the halving, red movement. Third year after the halving, consolidation, and now we're the fourth year was my kids are in the background. Where are we? That's the year after the halving. Then that year, then that's that third year, and we're in 2020. Oh, this is the 2024. Sorry, so exactly the same, right? Consolidation. That so this here is that there. This here is that right there. Year after the year of the halving, we've had an all-time high. What do you think happens in 2025 if the pattern continually plays out, where you have the year of the halving and then the year after is at least a higher move, huge move. Year after the halving, huge move. Year after the halving, not as huge, but a higher movement. Here's the halving year. What do you think happens in 2025? Well, that was a big one. Crypto, it is going up, okay? Unless something happens, maybe we go into a massive recession, absolutely. But I think we end up higher than where we are right now in 2025, okay? the pattern's most likely, if on balance of probability, most likely going to play out again. I guess, again, the only black swan event is a big, huge recessionary event. Okay, that might be coming. And Bitcoin's never gone through a massive recessionary event. It was kind of born out of, as Satoshi, the white paper and all that sort of stuff, born out of sort of the 2007, 2008 financial crisis. But we haven't had that in Bitcoin. But all signs point to higher prices from here in 2025, but it will peak in 2025. And in 2026, you're going to experience that again. Okay, 2026 will be a red year because it's done it every other year beforehand. Before that, 2025 looks good. Where does it top out at in 2025? I don't know, and neither do you, and I'm not giving any kind of time frame. It will be higher from here. Some people say, look, 150,000. That's not a huge amount. Look, that's kind of diminishing returns. I get that. Some people say, $250,000 by the end of this first quarter of 2025. Some people believe it could be $400,000, $500,000. I don't know. It will just be higher. Look at that pattern. Number go up. That's all you really need to know for Bitcoin. Let's do. I'm going to do others. Okay. Let's take a look at others. This is the crypto total market cap excluding the top 10. So it basically means every other altcoin except the big daddies, right? The big 10. Similar thing, right? There's the halving. Year after the halving, you have a massive move, follows Bitcoin pretty much. Then that downward one, then that. Okay. There is your halving year. There's the year after the halving, and then there's that following year, which has the downward movement. Then you have that consolidation. Year of the halving. Okay. Great. It's been a green year so far. That tends to happen. The year of the halving is a green year, and we've closed that year green. Okay. If it plays out like every other single time, the year after the halving is a green year. Okay. So I think altcoins will go very well in some portion of 2025. When they top out, I don't know, and neither do you. Signs point to. Here's the thing. If most people believe one thing or the other thing, it's probably going to be not both of those. So there's a big camp that says end of the first quarter of 2025 is the crypto run is done. Okay. And other people go, no, it's much more likely towards the end of, it's in Q4. It's like your November, December kind of time frame. Well, if there's two of these big camps and not many people are talking about sort of the halfway point, it's possibly more so the halfway point. Okay, so watch for around about your June-ish kind of area to be quite high in crypto. Would it be the incredible peak? Possibly not. It could run for a little bit further. But hey, if you've had a big run and you're halfway through the year and you haven't seen that peak yet, you might want to take some profits off the table. So anyway, that's altcoins looking very well. That's others. Let's go to some specifics, if you like. Let's take a look at the biggest meme coin in history. This is Dogecoin on the yearly time frame. What does it look like to you? Looks pretty good. Okay, there's the year of the halving, right? Halving year, and then the year after a halving. Again, it follows. And then there's that red year. Okay, it looks exactly like the Bitcoin price, pretty much. Okay, year of the halving, year after the halving. Look, if we're talking prices, it wouldn't surprise me if Doge has a big move this year because crypto is going up and up and up, because at some point in this year where it will top out. It wouldn't surprise me when you take a look at the yearly. Okay, look at these yearly candles, and again, factoring in maybe diminishing returns. But look, Doge at like $3, that's really easy. Doge at $2 is really easy. Okay, we're at 30 cents right now. Okay. Doge at $2, very simple. Look, that's I think I even put it there last time. Look, Doge at $2. Where are we? 31 cents. That's about a 500% move from here. 5 times from here in 2025, that's really easy. Doge at $2 next year, easy. Okay. I'm not saying it's getting there. What my point is that it wouldn't be surprising, okay? It would be pretty reasonable to suggest that. Cool? And look, the whole narrative of Doge to $1, Doge to $1, that's like right there, okay? That's pretty doable. But, $1 to $2 Doge in 2025, that's very easy, I would say. Don't quote me on all of that because nothing I say is financial advice, people. A lot of my precious metals people like XRP. So if you're one of the many now, a lot more now that are traversing the precious metals and the crypto world, you've got arms in both. The crossover crypto is XRP. Why is it the crossover crypto? For all you crypto people, why is it a crossover crypto for the precious metals market? Because it's an ISO 022 something approved financial instrument, something. I've forgotten all the details. But many people believe, it's a little bit more woo-woo, but many people believe that if the world is going to go through a large financial collapse, there is some conspiracy, I don't call it conspiracy, but there's some belief that XRP might be one of the big cryptos because it's ISO something 22 compliant. And therefore, some people believe like XRP to like $110,000. That's out of my wheelhouse, okay? But look at the setup. Jeez. This is the setup for XRP. Man, can I tell you, that's looking one of them, on the yearly time frame, that's looking like one of the most bullish setups for crypto in 2025. Look at that. That is a massive cup. Okay, now, do you always get a handle after a cup? No, not necessarily. You can just, but look at this. We have not technically closed the year 2024. So we've got another 37 minutes until the opening of 2025 for crypto because it's based on the UTC price down there. So when that hits midnight, that'll be January 1st, 2025. And crypto world bases it on the UTC price, not the time zone where you are. It's always based on UTC. Cool. So technically, though, what's this? This close in 2017, the close was at $1.99. The close in 2018 was so the open was at $1.97, and we are currently at $2.07. If XRP can hold above $1.99 or $2 within the next 36 minutes, it will have closed higher than this close in 2017. That's really damn bullish. Okay, this is the halving. So 2016 halving year, and that was the massive run when XRP went to where was it, like over $2. Then it had a quick peak in the year after the halving. Okay, we all know it happens like that January kind of time frame, but it was January. Okay, so it was just into that first year after the halving, okay, of Bitcoin, where we had that top out at $3.30, but a downward year. Now for XRP, it had a bit of more of a downward run. That following year was actually a red year. Okay, a lot of people despondent with XRP back then. Had that big move back to that sort of $2 mark, where you can close the year in the next, again, 35 minutes roughly. That is really bullish. And we have been talking about the higher prices. I'll quickly show you the macro view for XRP. Geez, it's looking good. And major profit taking area and a psychological value is $10. Are you telling me that XRP can't do 5 times in a big crypto bull run sometime in 2025? Oh yeah, it can. It can easily do a 5 times. $10. That's very doable in 2025. That's XRP. It looks like a really good setup. I'm going to quickly have a look at things that I'm in. So I am in Doge. Doge looks really good, so I am in Doge at the moment. It gives me a little Doge thing every time I do it. Ethereum I should look at. Of course, I own some Ethereum just because I do, because I'm in crypto. And that's looking good for a setup too. Again, same thing. Year after the halving, big move, then a downward move. Halving, year after the halving, downward move. Halving year, looking good. Okay, I have given my previous projections for Ethereum. This is a reasonable top. I'm not saying it's going there, but it's at the top end of reasonable. $15,000 for 2025 is not unreasonable. Oh, did I say 2025? 10 to 15. Okay, 10 to 15 is quite doable in 2025. Am I saying it's going there? No, but just look at this. Let me show you the monthly time frame. Have I got that in? That's at Jan. That's at April. No, and this is October, November, December. Okay, October, November, December. If we play out around about that kind of time frame on Ethereum, or if you want, you can put it at the sort of halfway point if you want. Okay, a move up to there, around about that above $10,000. That's really easy in a crypto bull run in 2025. So that's why I've had $15,000 top end. So it's the top end of the reasonable likelihood for Ethereum in the next crypto bull run in 2025. It's doable. It would be the, it actually got there. Wow, I can't believe it did. But it's at the top end of reasonable. More reasonable is like your $10,000 area psychological value. But a spike up to $15,000, like, yeah, that's doable. Okay, that's Ethereum, sort of the highest target. I wouldn't see it any higher than $15,000 in this next bull run. Okay, which will end next year, or this year, I should say, because we're this year. Anything else I'm in at the moment? RSR, yeah, looks all right. Sol, oh yes. Quickly want to show you Sol. I'm not in Sol at the moment. Sol is looking just like XRP. Look at that. Sol to, what, 5 times? Around about $200? 5 times to $1,000 in 2025? That's very doable. Sol to $1,000 is absolutely doable in 2025. Okay, that's a very, very good setup. If you're getting into crypto for the very first time, you're like, oh man, I missed the boat. I don't think you have in 2025, at least within the first half of the year. Sol to $1,000 is at the top end of reasonable, but it's still reasonable. Okay, that's just me. Render, yeah, looks good. Bit of a spike. Yeah, I'm in that. The graph, let's have a look at the graph. I'm also in the graph. I'm a little concerned about the graph on the yearly time frame. I don't like that we had this huge spike and then we're closing below here. I don't like that we're closing below 23 cents. I don't like that. Okay, that worries me for the graph, but I'm still in it at the moment. I'll see what the next quarter does, and then we'll see what happens. Yeah, I think I'm going to leave it at that for all of those. Someone had a, was it HN? That is crypto, people. I'm going to quickly do someone had a chart request. Let me go back here. And you want me to look at the 10-year and the 30-year on the yearly time frame, I think it was. And it was, is that HNYS? Is that what we were talking about? HNYS. Give me a second, people. HNYS. HNYS. It's not coming. Why is that not coming up? I've got it in all, so that must be something completely different. HNYS. I tried that. I don't know what that means. Let's see. 10-year, 30-year. Let's try the ticker. It could be 10-year and 30-year. You could actually be right. Let me share the screen. And I'll just try 10-year, 30-year. Let me just see what happens. 10-year. 10-year euro, 10-year GBP. Yeah. 10-year futures. Is that what we're talking about? If I go 30-year. 30-year swap notes. You're talking about bonds? What are we talking? Don't know. Might have to come back to here. We're nearly there, people. Great to see so many people watching. Happy New Year, Stackers, says Joe Allen. $60 silver, $60 Australian dollar silver in 2025? Maybe. Could be right. You could be right. I know we have about 10 years of drill samples from West Canada. Okay, we're talking about other stuff here. Slow and steady, Tony. Us silver stackers will prevail. I do agree. I'll scroll down. US 10-year. Thank you. You're right. US 10-year. Thank you, Lance. All right, let's take a look at US 10-year. US 10-year. Government bonds. Yep. And you want that one? Do you want the futures, or do you want this one? I'll open that one and I'll open that one. Let's have a look. The 10-year. Oh, mofo. Government bonds. Oof, that's the yearly time frame, and that's the government bonds futures. Oh, okay. That's not the one you want me to look at. I guarantee that's not the one you want me to look at. What you want me to look at this one. Okay, here are 10-year yield government bonds. Geez, this was back in January of 2020. Can you imagine down here? Do you want them to go up or do you want them to go down? That's you tell me, Lance. What do you want to happen? But here's what I can see just from the technicals. Gee, it's looking good. Okay, it's trending up on the relative strength index. Okay, you got a lot of room to move into extremely overvalued, or at least at the top end of the overvalued range on the 10-year government bonds. Okay, you are coming to a little bit of a support and resistance, so a little bit of a resistance area. That's right here at. That's that spike at around about 5. Can you see that? So there's where it opened here. There's that support level. So it's around about 5.5%. Right there. That's the area. That's a big line in sand. Okay, big line in sand is at 5.5%. 5.5%. Big line in sand right there. Question is, what do you want to happen? Where do you want to see the economy go? Do you want the bonds to go up, or do you want the bonds to go down in their percentage? Okay, but that's a very key area. If you start breaking above 5.5% and start finding support, again, this is on a yearly time frame. Okay, each candle is 1 year, but if you start doing something like that, okay, let me get rid of that and that. Screw it. If you start closing above and then support, that's looking good for a move higher to potentially test the 14-15% level in from the 80s. Okay, so that's a very key level, 5.5%. You break and close any year, break and close, not spike, but close any year above 5.5%. Ooh, man, that's fireworks, at least for government bond yield, the 10-year yield. Okay, the 10-year bonds. So that would be very good. Potentially, you might expect some resistance at around about that 5.5, and I would expect some resistance at around about here. But geez, the setup looks good on the monthly time frame too. But if you want to see it tank, that's what you want to see, and then close back below there, and then that would set up for the lower prices. I'd be watching out for a support level on the 10-year bond at around about 1.3, 1.4, 1.5%, right about there. Can you see that? Very clear, right? Very clear level of support. You had that spike down in March of 2020, the 2020 area. We all know what was going on there. If that hadn't have happened, you would have probably seen 1.3, 1.4% remain as a support level. Again, black swans took it down to there. Okay, if that didn't occur, you could just erase that and just see that more sort of flat line. You may have seen it do something like that. Okay, but we're heading up to that 5.5 area, and that's a big area to watch out for. Do you want it to sail above there, or do you want it to crash down from there? Okay, let me know. But yeah, watch out for 5.5%. If I'll do the 10-year 30 for you, yeah, that's because you did ask for that, seeing as though we're here. 10, and then I'm going to get out of here, people. 10, what was it? 10, 30, 30 year. Now we did that before. What was it called? It was called the US 10 year. Okay, so we'll do US 30Y. God damn it. US 30Y. United States government bond yield right there. So let's do the 30. Cool. This is the year monthly time frame. This is the yearly time frame. Same thing. It's just it's moving up, right? 30-year bonds right there. It is looking very good from a technical perspective. It's looking like it's in an upward movement. Major area, next major area of resistance, you would call it. Yeah, it's harder to see on this chart, right? You'd be looking at a level of somewhere between that spike and this spike down. So I'm going to put it in as a rectangle between there and there. Cool. That's your major resistance level. So that's what we'll call that. Cool. Cool. Major resistance. Your button resistance. Major resistance at between 5.5. Well, it's the 30-year, right? 5.5 and it's the same thing. It's the same percentage, right? Yeah. Okay. So there's your 5.5%, and then you're roughly your 5.8%. Cool. On the 30-year. That's what I'm seeing. You close above there. Whoop. Onwards, upwards we go. Cool. but expect some resistance around here. Yeah, that's it. That's your 30-year and your 10-year for you, my friend. Last comments and we'll get out of here. Oh, HNYS was Happy New Year, Stackers. Sorry, Tony. I'm like, is that a ticker that I need to look up? Joe A got the first prank of the... I did. Joe, I got the first prank of the year in. Yes, fantastic. Our dollar has dropped to 62 cents. Yes, it has. Ouch. Although that's good for us stackers, though, isn't it, Tony? So yeah, Lance is saying it's not good either way. Falling economy, yes. Falling economy if down. Inflation is cooking if going up. You want it to remain steady, don't you? But that's life, isn't it? They could be over 10% by end of 2025 if this continues. Yeah, potentially. It's that 5.5%. You clear over 5.5%. Ooh. Yeah. Yep. It's a game of rug of war at the moment, and we are in the middle. Yep. A tug of war, yes. Or rug of war. This is what I could see crashing the market and people can't see it coming. Yeah, the 10-year, the bonds going higher and higher. What that means basically for the uninitiated is as they go higher and higher, very rich people go, shit, if I can buy a 10-year bond, which basically it's basically going, I'm going to give the government a whole bunch of money and they're going to use it for their stuff. In return, they guarantee me I get whatever it is at the time. So if it's 5% at the time, I'm going to get 5% guaranteed. It's locked in. It's guaranteed. It's like buying. It's like putting. It's a fixed term. It's like a term deposit at your bank, but it's just a government version. So big whales can go, well, shit. It's at 5%. Why would I play the stock market? Because the stock market's looking a little bit iffy over the next 10 years. Man, I'm going to put a portion of I'm going to put, millions and millions into a government bond for the 10-year yield. It's giving me 5% for the next 10 years. Like, why would I not do that? Okay. And so what that does then is it sucks money out of the stock market. It sucks stocks. It's kind of like a safer haven to go to. Okay. But that pulls money out of the market and that sees the market go down. Okay, when those yields go higher and higher. If they got to 10%, oh shit. Do you know how many whales will be going, fuck that, I'm just putting my money in a 30-year bond, man. I'll go live on an island for 30 years. Man, I'm getting 30% guaranteed 10% return on my money for like 10 years, 30 years. Come on, man. Right? So yeah. Sin Plublublub. I'm not going to pronounce that. 2025 is going to suck. Yeah, I don't know. You could be right. You could be right, mate. It depends on your point of view. As you know, many people know, I've been moving a portion of my silver holdings and my precious metals holdings into crypto over the last couple of months recently to play that final wave in 2025. So it could suck, although hopefully I will have increased my precious metal stack. Hopefully I'll increase my fiat dollar value, and that fiat dollar value will get put into precious metals, which then hopefully that will see the big movement in the capital rotation where stocks are going down and people are moving from stocks into precious metals again. So hopefully I can increase my stack in that time with the crypto run and then increase my stack, and it might suck for a lot of people though. Yeah, that's very true. Hopefully it doesn't suck for me. Hopefully it doesn't suck for you. Hopefully this is just a killer year for you guys. Bear in mind, and we'll say this, take good care of your friends and your family. If you're doing really well this year, but if you're doing really well relative to everyone else, let's say we have a big crash at some point this year. I don't know what's going to happen, neither do you. But if it does, and you're doing relatively better than everyone else, make sure you're taking care of your friends and your family as well. Do they have, enough to eat? Do they have, do you want to throw them a few silver coins or some gold or whatever? Make sure you're protecting your family. Put your oxygen mask on first and then try and help people when you can. But yeah, it could suck. Yeah, it could suck for a lot of people. 2015, our dollar conversion was $1.09. Yeah, over parity. Correct. It was great for buying cheap stuff in the US. I remember going to the US in 2013 and again in 2015, loving the rate of exchange. Yeah, I remember that too. That was pretty cool. It's like, oh man, I bought like a camera at like parity to the Australian dollar. I'm like, oh my God, I brought a new camera in the States. And it was like, cost me the same in Australian dollars. It was great. I'm seeing $1.62 AUD to USD. Yeah, you just got to flip it. Do USD to AUD and you see it flipped in the other way. Wireless hole puncher. This is a joke that I don't get. Wireless hole punches will be hot in 2025. What's the reference? I need to think about that. Someone's going to go, Joe, you're an idiot. Why don't you get the joke? Wireless hole punches. What? I don't get it. That's me, though. I'm not getting it. $1, no matter what country is buying, less and less these days. Yes, it is. Inflation is going up. Guaranteed by the government. Look, yeah, it's a promise. It is a promise, but, that's the thing, though. And then they print more money and so inflation at that time can go absolutely through the roof. Yes, we'll take your money, guaranteed 10% for 10 years, and then they just print more money, and then in that end of 10 years, that amount of money might not even buy them a cup of coffee in a hyperinflationary scenario like the Weimar Republic. Yes, if the government can't pay it, they print money as well. Yeah, exactly. I diversify. I hold bonds from both Weimar and Zimbabwe. That's funny. 1/10 of an ounce of silver will buy me bread and milk. Yes, correct. Do you own some fractional silver? I still own some fractional silver, of course, in those times. Yes, Vax, that's correct. Or a Roman soldier was paid 1 silver denarius, which worked out to around about 1/10 of a silver per day. That is correct. That's right. That was a day's wage. A day's hard labor wage was around about 1/10 of an ounce of silver when silver was real money. I do agree. Hit the big red subscribe button and we're almost... Oh! Give me one... No, I can't do that. Can I do that? I can't do that. Hold on. I'll be right back. Hang on a second. Can you hear me? Can you see me? Oh boy, could this get me in a lot of trouble? Give me 1 second, people. This could get me in a lot of trouble. What will I do? I need to do that. And then the email address, local support, interview, logos. What's that? Logos. Okay. I'm putting on that for just a second. Give me 1 moment, people. You are not listening to a single word I'm saying. Just give me 1 second. Can you hear me, people? Can you see me? You can't see me. You can't hear me. You can't see me. You can hear. You can hear me, but you can't see me. Give me 1 second, my people. I can't believe I'm doing this live on the screen, but just give me a moment. Give me a moment, people. You can hear me, you can see me. I'm around about there. You're wondering what's going on. Just bear with me a moment. Yep, that's right. Of course. Yeah. You can hear me, you can see me. I'm right here, people. Give me 1 moment. Gotta get out the door, and then the thing, and the other thing, and that kind of stuff, and all that's in there. And I was going to leave the house, and the other thing, and all that. Hang on. All right, back in the door. Should I be doing this on screen? I really shouldn't be doing this on screen, should I? But yes, I will be, in 2025, I will be giving you some kind of information about other stuff. Is this really illegal? Is it actually really illegal to do this? Am I allowed to do this? Is my channel going to get... I don't think so. I don't think so. Okay. Excuse me 1 moment. Flick it up. There we go. Okay. Unloaded. Unloaded. Chamber is empty. Chamber is completely empty. Do we understand? The slide is pulled back. Okay? Slide is back. Yeah, no, cover that one. Yep, got that. Great. Covered. Fantastic. Slide is back. Okay? Okay. Right. Empty. Yes. This is, I don't know, is this going to get me banned? I mean, hopefully it doesn't. That is something that you would want to consider if you want to protect the wealth that you have, if you want to protect your family, if you want to protect all that kind of stuff. Now, here in Australia, we have weird self-defense laws, for example. And look, I do this as a sport, and I don't intend to ever do this as. I don't intend to use it for self-defense. I don't intend to use it for any of that kind of stuff. I got into that about this thing about 11 years ago, roughly, as a great sport. And it's a very challenging sport. I do it every single month, pretty much. And this is the Smith & Wesson M&P 500. M&P, the Smith & Wesson M&P Pro. Okay, sorry. And this is I forgot what generation this is, but this is from 2013. Okay, so it's like 11 years old now. Okay, beautiful. It's got the lovely... Again, no magazine, okay, completely unloaded, chamber is empty, and this is, now I'm not pointing it at myself, but for example, it's got the beautiful, it's not the Trigicon sights, but it's the beautiful sights right there. Okay, can you see that? Am I getting in absolute trouble here? By the way, I am a competitive, there you go, I'm a competitive sport, so it's got the night sights, right, the glow-in-the-dark ones right there, the beautiful sights there. So that is that. Should I have done that in 2025? Was that a really bad idea? Let me just get that. Anyway, that is that. I'll pop that right there for the moment. This was for educational purposes. Okay. So wireless hole puncher, pew pew, the thing that uses freedom pellets. Yes, correct. There is a myth. If you're from the United States or anywhere around the world, you go Australia. Australians, firearms were banned in Australia years and years ago after, mass shootings and all that kind of stuff. No, certain firearms were. Semi-automatic rifles were. But no, you can legally own a firearm in Australia. You just have to go through a whole bunch of hoops to do so, and I went through all the hoops. And I am a competitive sports shooter. I used to produce lots of videos on it. I'll probably do it I've done it on this channel every now and then. I've uploaded a couple of things. I may talk, if you're interested about it, on this channel at some point. I may talk about how to obtain one in Australia, the legal steps to go, not illegally, of course, but the legal steps to purchasing one in Australia, the hoops that you need to jump through, what do you need to do, what's the experience like, how long does it take, and all that kind of stuff. If you want to find out more about that, let me know. Tony P says, don't shoot Joe. Oz Nanny State Police are on their way. Yeah, hopefully not. Okay, this is just, I'll put it back in its area, which it comes from, all safe and secure. Banning weapons is a government control issue. Yes. Just curious, what does a Smithy Auto run a person in Aussie land? Well, it's not auto. It's a Smithy semi-auto. Back then, it was like, this is in Australian dollars, so it was like 1,000 roughly Australian dollars, 900, 1,000 Australian dollars. Back then, again, that was like 11 years ago when I bought this. To buy a new Glock here in Australia, you'd be talking about maybe $1,200, $1,300 at this stage, I'd imagine. Let's see, just curious. Yeah, front is off of the fiber optic, thank you. It's the tritium sights, yes, correct, tritium sights, that's exactly right. I didn't know he was American as F. I tell you what, I would love to visit. I lived in the States. I lived in New York for a year. I studied acting and musical. I studied musical theater. I studied musical theater in 2004. I lived in New York. I lived in Queens. I lived in Harlem for a little bit. I lived in Queens. I lived in Jersey. But I studied on Broadway in New York for about a year, literally on Broadway, right next to the theater in which Wicked was playing, if you're a musical theater nut. And I started musical theater, singing, acting, dancing, that whole deal. So I spent time in America, but I never got down to Texas. That was my point. I'd love to go to Texas, not Austin. I'd love to go to the rest of Texas or somewhere and just, and I wasn't into the pew pew back then. And I'd love to go back and go to a range and like, I've never fired an AR-15, for example. I'd love to do that. That'd just be great. And then all the autos and this and that'd be so much fun. No, you're fine. Just don't. Oh, interesting. No, you're fine. Just don't disassemble it on YouTube. That's interesting. I wonder why. Okay. There you go. No, you are good. Thanks, Neil. I appreciate that. Yeah, it's an M&P Pro, correct. Someone's banging on the door. Do, do, do. Tony was like, no, don't do it on a line stream. Yes, S&W, good taste. I also have a Glock as well. You're allowed, don't take... This is interesting. Yeah, you're allowed, don't take it apart, though. I have no idea what that reasoning is, but thank you for letting me know. Knew it. Mum's always knew. Told you I see the case. You're like, what's he doing? He's like, he's going to that area. Yeah, I'm listening for everything, including a safe. You're listening for everything, including a safe beep noise. That's funny. Show and tell time. Yeah, so that's the ultimate show and tell. Yeah, I think that's going to end the show because I literally did something I never thought I would do on a live stream. But hey, it's 2025, people. It's a brand new year. You never know what could happen. So I'm going to put that old baby away. I'm going to get out of here, people. Let's see. That's been Good Morning Stackers for Wednesday, the 1st of January, 2025. My God, people. We are going to dance it out. Oh, Jesus. I really opened a can of worms now, haven't I? By the way, safety, 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 practice safety. It's all about safety. You never point a firearm at anything. You don't want a big hole to go through. You always treat the gun like it's loaded, all that good stuff that everyone knows. I'm just going to say that as the version of not financial advice. Okay, cool. It's been Good Morning Stackers. You'll get another one tomorrow. Hit the big red subscribe button to join the GMS family. And what we do is you grab your tasty beverages and we are going to dance it out, people, because... because this has been
Good Morning Stack.
Oh yeah, we're feeling fine.
Good Morning Stack.
It's podcast time.
Grab it.
Grab a tasty beverage. Let's get in the groove.
Let's do that.
Synchronize.
In 3,
Now we're
2,
on the move.
1.
Good morning.
Stay safe. Stay informed.
Feeling fine.
Keep stacking. Whew, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a great day.
Podcast time.